Is there any professional river surfer? Nobody? Okay. And would someone like to be? Like, do you want to be professional river surfers? No? Anybody? No? Why not? I would like to be, because look how they enjoy it, and you have like, yeah, you have no money, you have no fame, because it's very niche, but you do what you love. So, but you probably know this girl, right? Yeah. Okay. Is there anybody who knows her personally? Yeah. So I would like to ask. She's like professional. She don't work. She just surf, or how does it work in this?
She's got her own business now.
She's got own business.
Those boards, river boards.
Ah, okay. It's her. I don't know.
A lot of commercial contracts as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So probably if you want to like be professional, you have to do something beside, right? You can't just visit events and.
They often work as instructors. She worked as an instructor.
As instructor.
The city race in Berlin.
Okay. So nowadays. Yeah.
Whenever I talk to her, I have the impression that surfing is not so much fun anymore.
For her.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's her job. And
She
she
get
has
bored.
to-
Okay.
She thinks all the time, how
It's just
can
a-
I earn the money? And you know, I go surfing to go surfing, and she goes surfing to earn money. And it's always the same problem.
Yeah. Okay.
So don't become a professional.
Yeah, it was just a joke. Yeah, but okay, so few of you know her, and it can be quite hard to be professional because you don't have money. So there's probably nowadays there's any like professional river surfer who can just surf, and it can be his job. So what would help these guys to make it better are competitions, which we talked about before. So there's many competition. Almost on each wave there is a small competition, I guess. Like I wrote just few from River Break magazine here, and there is. So what would help are the commercial competitions like Rapid Surf League to bring some money and sponsor and some like media to this niche sport. These are the leads of the Rapid Surf League nowadays. Maybe you registered there's one another on a surf lake in USA, which is Continental Surf Cup, yeah, which is basically US versus European surfers, and it's pretty big. They have very wide wave, like city wave. It's 20 meters. It's crazy. But so we have this. But what would be the next step? And that's where I like cut the discussion before. I put this photo because like organization sounds quite boring, so I made it a bit more like attractive. But we have like ISA, which is International Surf Association, and we have ESF, which is European Surf Federation. So there are two organizations which can cover like these sports under some. I'm not so in this topic. Matthias maybe more. So if I'm saying bullshit, just help me. So I Google like ISA with river surfing, and the only thing which I found is that in Austria there have been someone like trying to connect it between like ISA, between river surfing through instructing, like through like there is instructor course for river surfers, which goes like 480 euros, and then you become to be official river surf instructor. So the question is how to continue in like evolution of competitions of river surfing, and as you said, you already like get touch a bit and plan some German Cup maybe, or some other competitions or cups. So I would like to ask you if you feel there should happen something new, which will be like a bridge between, because nowadays I say maybe they don't like, it's not so interesting for them to create a new cup for river surfers. Like, it's still small. So if there is some bridge between, it can maybe help, I don't know. And yeah, now I feel bad because I cut the discussion before, which was organically very good. And I can't find how to become, how to continue with that. But so is there any like point how to create more competitive environment?
I would maybe gonna ask, like, have any of you, have you ever thought about the ISA as being involved in river surfing? Like, is that a thing that crossed your mind?
Yeah, in France we tried, not with ISA, but with the French Surfing Federation, which is quite big in France. But it was hard to discuss with them because they only push competition and projects on a big surf pool like Endless Surf or something like that, because they just wanted a training center for the French crew and they were not a lot into river surfing. And the other point was also tricky for us because all our waves, standing waves, are far away from the ocean. And for the moment, we are floating between the Surfing Federation, the Canoe Federation, and we do not have to have a regular surfing teacher. And if we go closer to ESA, French Surfing Federation, we will have, the government will ask us to have a regular surfing teacher, and the diploma is quite long, quite expensive in France, and we don't want that. Otherwise, the guys which run the wave will not be able to find teacher anymore. So yeah, it's a tricky situation between those two worlds, the normal surfing world with all these rules and constraints, and the liberty we have in the river world.
I can just add, because we did with the association ANSI, we did a study to see if the association could go with the Surfing Federation or the Kayakers Federation. For the sport, we should go for the surf community, really. But the surfers at the ocean do not have the knowledge of what's happening in the river and the dangers. And so if we try to do instructor and competition with the French Surfing Federation, we would go and we would have problems, and especially with the kayakers also, we knew what we should do better. So it was a bit tricky, and today we decided, okay, no, we stand back, we keep as our own community for now, we grow, and that's why it's very better to share our knowledge today between river surfers and say, okay, let's plan something together. Because we are a bit different. We are surfers, but we are river surfers.
I agree with this actually. And I'm also, we are like in a very good collaboration also with the German Surfing Association, who does the Olympic sports. Actually, they did organize the German championship already 4 times, and now they're shifting from artificial waves to river waves as well. So it's a good collaboration because this is run by volunteers as well, but the Olympic business, where the money is, like, this is completely different. Something completely different, run by other people, run with other aims and with everything, and it's far, far away actually. And there's something beautiful happening within us, in our communities, which is just different, I think, which needs some room to deliver. But I want also to give an answer to your question, because I just share some ideas. Because like this is now a step up on the question, like you want professional surfers, which runs within the question, do we want to make competitions? I would say yes, we want to make competitions, but I just like made a motivational stage, so I don't like distinguish between professional and not professional. We just want to surf, and this is what I want to add with you. We want to develop the sports, and then competitions are part of developing our sports. And this is a very free place to develop, and like from our club we support competitions, we want to run competitions, but also like what Moritz said, we want to make this like in a community spirit, in a non-commercial way in our community. So this is what we put in from Nuremberg. Actually, competitions are a mean to set up our sports. We want to develop judging systems and everything, make it professional, but like give like a competition like for a good example for the community to motivate kids to surf. Like we had this RSL event, or we had the German Championships. I mean, like all the kids coming there, this is a fantastic example for them to join our clubs and like put the sports to the width. And so I just want to add this, or distinguish between professional surfing and competitions, and share a little bit the motivation why we are into doing something like this. And this is how we see it a little bit from the Nuremberg side.
Yeah, there is a difference between like professional and just compete. Yeah, that's true.
Which is fine. I don't want to, but like we push like more in the development of our sports, and we want to give this a little bit of freedom, and we want to make it community run to develop it freely.
Yeah, and for me, your guys' perspectives were super interesting, since they were from France and Germany, especially yours as well. But the France and Germany, France is like a surfing super country. In Europe, especially, Germany is getting there really quickly, and so you already have the environments in place. From what I've heard about Austria, the Austrian Surfing Association is not so active, and it doesn't really promote the sport in this kind of way. Not sure how Switzerland works, but in Czech Republic we don't have any, like you were talking about, if you go with the surfing federation, you have to go, the instructors have to be the French surfing instructors, which is really interesting.
It's really interesting, but it's super tricky, but because it can keep the project.
Yeah.
Like here, if you have to have a regular instructor, it will cost a lot, and it can just keep the project. So yeah, it's something to take into balance. So like in France, we say we do not give a surf lesson in standing wave, because not allowed. If you want to give a lesson, you need to be an instructor. But so it's just surf session.
But so now anybody can be an instructor. If you say like your club says he's like made.
Yeah, we are floating.
We don't use the term instructor.
Yeah.
And we don't make money on teaching surfing.
Yeah.
It's we're gonna show you how you do it on your own. And you pay the ticket because you're insured.
Yeah. And if you were an ISA instructor, if the ISA made a river surfing course, which I think it would be quite easy for them to do it.
Yeah.
To do, and Austrian surfing has already done it apparently.
Yeah, but the problem in France, but I think in France it's more complicated. Not good for us, but the French Federation and the French government do not recognize the ISA
because they suck.
Do you guys in France, you have competitions? You held some competitions on your sites?
No.
No, not yet. Okay. I mean, like one connection point could be like this judging system, like, and this is like where there's a little base, and this is completely. This cannot come from like in such an organization which operates in the sea. So this develops out of the community. So in Germany we do have, and like the base is like the rule book of the Rapid Surf League. So they set something up, and they also share it like, in the community. And we have some guys, I mean, we have like Ben de Qual, and some guys who like made it for the last RSL event in Austria at Ebensee. they also like, they have like kind of an adjusted rule book, and this, I think these are the two measurements we have right now, which is cool actually, and which can be further developed by our clubs. And I think this is something which could be shared and which could be a base how we like maybe make, you can review them and like take this and give your feedback, and which maybe can be discussed here. If this is something good, and up on this there can be the idea of making some instructor courses or whatever. But this is the base we have. Maybe somebody has something to add.
And I think so this is a great segue to what Tony's question was. The mid-level between what we have now and the ISA, and some even non-formal organization, non-formal association of clubs of river surf waves, something that this summit is about, that could like make a platform for sharing these knowledges and like maybe create a judging course, or maybe create like a...
Yeah, that's actually what we have a really struggle with judges during our tour, because we haven't got like any educated judges, and always before every compete we just explain them how to do it, and we show them videos from rapid surf.
I think, like, just to add an idea, I think the Austrian stuff, it's more about security in open rivers, what they do with their courses, so, but this was just my idea of the courses they offer right now. But yeah.
Yeah, for me this was the two different things. I mean, the instructor you don't really need for the competitions. For the competitions you need judges and you need a rule book. So this is something useful. The instructors, it's also useful to make the sport more professional and so on. But for the competitions we don't.
Especially in the river surfing, instructing should be, in my opinion, free, because every wave is different and every wave needs different way how to explain, how to like be safe on the wave. So if you complex it, it's anyway it's gonna work on each separate wave. So
I have another question about the ESF. So the ISA for me having something to do with river surfing, so unite everything under the ISA is very far away. The ESF on a European level, it's more close, because in Germany rapid surfing is already recognized by the German surfing association. In Czech it's the same. So is the Czech surfing association part of the ESF? Is it a member of the ESF? Is the German surfing association member?
Unfortunately, as I said earlier, the Czech stand up billboarders part of this, and there's a tough discussion between them and us. We are eventually we're going to have to become part of the Czech stand up billboarding federation. But so far the conditions that they're setting up are not something that we could agree with. But we have 2 years now in Czech Republic, unfortunately. But the ESF, I mean, from what I've heard, like from what I have, what my experience with ESF is, that right now they probably don't have the capacity. But maybe like it could happen. It's certainly why we talk about this. Like if there should be something new, or if the ESF would be a good platform to
maybe first create something new, and then maybe ESF gets interested to do something which we organized by ourselves. And then later.
That would be a nice bridge, just to create something, but unfortunately after you create something and ESF will just eat it, so all your like work is gonna...
But it doesn't have to be that they eat it. It can be like that you create the organizational structure that they you can you know, offer them. Like, here is our organizational structure. Exactly. Yeah. We are gonna do it under your exactly.
I can tell you there's no money they can give us.
Exactly. That's it.
So talking about the Germans, this is what I said. Deutscher Wellenreitverband, they are just like the association. They have the hood for like the community of the surfers, but like their money is from the state money. It's Olympic money, and this is like 100% dedicated to the Olympic sporting operations. This is several €100,000, but like the standard like turnover, I think like annual turnover is even less than we have in our club in Nuremberg. So it's not possible. They don't have any means. They don't have any money. What we're just doing in Nuremberg is like we are a member of our sports association, which is like in Bayern. And they have funding for clubs. This is standard sports funding. This is how we get it, and where we just like are member of it. And this is kind of an association we can profit from. Like this wave riding association, I don't know how this is in France, but it might be the same. There's nothing to get. So like this is like, they are highly motivated, they are surfers, they might be like also river surfers. But from an organizational point of view, I think we are here in this community, we are much stronger to build something up in terms of like content and our own ideas, and also there's not much to gain, maybe in security, in training, in physical training and whatever. They have like high competencies there, but if we look about river surfing, I mean, these are different moves. Like they are like discussing this in the rapid surf league and whatever. Is it more skating? Is it more like wave surfing in the sea and whatever? All these elements, they are just developing. They have no, I mean, developing in the sea as well, but like we have our own pace in the rivers actually, and this is just evolving because like the sport spreads and so many new people come with new ideas, and I think there's nothing to gain from such organizations.
Yeah, it's very spread nowadays. So so thank you for this discussion. Time is pushing us, so we can continue later with the beers. And so I see there are some like pushes to create something new, which would be nice. And the other thing is, as you say, they are missing money here. So the competitions can bring some attention from a media, which can bring some like sponsors and maybe some money. I've found some stickers there from you. There is probably on each wave some community, and you have maybe some, I don't know, some like nice logo or something, which would be very nice to use in like creating sports team, like to create on, if community is big enough, push young people and support them in like sporting, and maybe create your own team which can then represent the wave, which can like, it can be more fun if you full car with the young fellas and you ride to the competition, and you can enjoy it maybe more. And this is just last thing what I was thinking about, that you have really nice stickers, you can use them to your team and make it more attractive. So the conclusion is, even though river surfing has gone through about 3 generations already, we are still at the beginning. So it's spread. For professionals river surfing, we need to lay a stable foundation on which to build a fair and healthy sportive environment. So thank you for this discussion, and now it's lunchtime. Enjoy the rest.